Hi guys, I'm Martane88 and welcome to a FIFA 21 Squad Battles video. Today we're going to be looking at some gameplay on Ultimate. I know there's been a lot of videos already up on YouTube of how to play against Ultimate, how to maximise your points, etc, etc, but I just felt there was a few more things that could be said, and just to maybe give you guys a different insight into how it can be done. Now, as you can see, we're already in the menus of a low chemistry team that we're going to play on Ultimate. I think you've probably seen before that what you're looking for is the low chemistry on mainly defenders and a goalkeeper, but if not, just try and pinpoint what players in that particular team have got particularly low chemistry and try and target them. As you've just seen on the right hand side of this team, particularly I think it's Martinez and Vida, like -12, -14, so we'd very much be attacking them, but as a whole you just go for it on a chemistry level of this point. But the reason I'm particularly pleased that I'm showing you guys this gameplay is because not every single game against a low chemistry team is going to be complete plain sailing. I think maybe you're given the wrong perception online or on YouTube about every single game that you play against a low chemistry team, it's going to be a whitewash, 5-0, no problem, you know, feet up, pipe and slippers territory. A lot of the time that can be true, but sometimes the AI it's on one. It's just like you're their worst enemy and they've just got it in for you. And for a particular point in this game, that's how I felt. Now you'll see the early gameplay. I had a chance right at the beginning. How this doesn't go in, I'll never know. 96 team of the season Aguero. Maybe I think if that goes in, it's a different game. I still feel like the AI has, like, you know, mentality and its confidence goes up and down, and I always feel like if I score early on like that, I never really end up having a tough game. But it doesn't go in, and that's maybe because the AI has got it in for us this game, or it's going to make it harder than a normal low chemistry game, and that's how this one turns out. Now, moving on, what I also wanted to touch on regarding playing on Ultimate, which I hadn't really seen anyone touch on, and I answered a few questions from people just messaging me on Xbox Live, etc, etc, is what else to look out for when you're playing on Ultimate. Everybody knows low chemistry, yada yada yada, that's what we're looking for. Great, terrific, but there are other factors to look out for which can make it really easy to win games well and maximise your points, get you up the rankings and get a lot more rewards. Now, they are, in particular, is the pressure that a team will apply. When you're in the menus, this particular team had mixed pressure, which a lot of them do, but when you see that it has no pressure, that is just candy off a baby, because essentially all the AI are going to do is just sit back on their 18-yard box and just let you attack, and which means that you can take your time, build up your attack, so on and so forth, and you know, really be a lot more calculated about what you're going to do. So if you see any teams with no pressure, get straight into it on Ultimate. Whether it's 99 rated team with 100 chemistry, it doesn't matter. Go play it on Ultimate if you're able to beat it on Legendary, that is, of course. Now the flip side of that is I like playing them if they're high pressure as well, if they're very high pressure, because they always leave a lot of gaps at the back, which again can make it particularly easy to score. What you don't want is a team sat back putting lots of pressure on you, or mixed pressure if you will. But they're the two factors that you're looking for in terms of pressure. You want it either end of the spectrum. As you can see here, this is where I'm battling the AI to keep my clean sheet. This gets a low chemistry team and I'm thinking, what is going on here? But as you see, we fought for our lives and we've kept the ball out. and we're hoping that it will turn, which it does. But just going back to the kind of teams that you're looking to face, well, we talked about the pressure. We want it either no pressure or high pressure. Then the other factor that we're looking at is the depth. If we see a team with high depth, happy days again, because there'll be loads of space at the back for your pacey strikers, your pacey wingers to exploit, and it should be game over. Playing a team that's got high pressure and high depth as well, they're probably going to nick a goal, but when you're playing on Ultimate, really, unless you're looking to get in the top 10, which obviously hardly anyone can, you just want to concentrate on getting your 5 goals and going from there. And if they've got high depth, you're going to be able to do that. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Right, going back to this game, which is the low chemistry easy game, you can see here that it's 31 minutes gone and I'm 0-0, and I normally finish in the top 10 on squad battles in the world. So you'd be looking at this thinking, surely you can break down a team with low chemistry on Ultimate. Like, how else are you getting in the top 10? Well, this is why I wanted to show this to you guys, because it's not all plain sailing. I've had to really fight to stay in this and keep my clean sheet, because I know at some point it's going to change and I can exploit it. What happens with a lot of players is that they will start to lose their head, be thinking, oh my god, like the AI's all over me, they lose their head and they end up conceding goals. You see here, it starts to open up, nice bit of play, 98 De Bruyne, 1-0 after 37 minutes. Now, a little bit of a spoiler, but I want you guys to keep an eye out for how quickly I end up scoring my goals in this particular game. And here we go with Aguero. That could have been a goal. I think he ends up getting the rebound here. Eventually it will end up going in with Aguero and we'll end up making it 2-0. Here we go, a little tapping, a little bit further ahead than what I thought. But you see there, 37 minutes, 40 minutes, we were holding on for dear life, to be quite honest with you. Now it's just like it's flicked a switch. The AI's gone, okay Martin, you've ridden the storm, well done mate. We're going to go back to being a low chemistry team now. Fill your boots, which is exactly what we do. Now, another little tip, which you could just see there, which didn't actually work terribly well, but something that I try and make sure that I do all the time, and in the rare instances where I feel like I am losing my discipline or it's getting towards the end of the game, and I desperately need a goal or to get back in it, or to increase the score. As we see there, we get our third goal, 45th minute, so 37, 40, 45, we're banging them in, easy now. Going back to the defending, always look to push the AI out wide. As soon as the AI starts attacking, I highlight Robertson or Alexander Arnold and force them out wide until they end up are in a position where I can just attack them and get the ball back off them. Otherwise they'll play through the middle and they'll just slice you open. As we see there, that's half time. We're 3-0, we've got to get to 5-0, 2 more goals to go. At half time you need to evaluate where you're at in the game and what you're hoping to achieve in the second half. In this situation, where we're 3 goals to the good against the low chemistry team, we've stemmed the tide, we're feeling pretty good about things and are very confident about going on and getting the 4th and 5th goal. So, just business as normal for us in the second half. I don't recommend making substitutions at half time, just because when you're playing Ultimate, invariably they've got 99 stamina unless you're playing a low chemistry team, but they're still going to have 90 stamina or something like that. So you really want to save the subs for when they can make the difference, like the last say 20-25 minutes, and you might find that you create that extra 1 or 2 opportunities. As you can see there, we've just scored goal number 4 very early on. Nice fake stop shot with Aguero and bang into the bottom corner. One thing that I wanted to point out to you guys, which we started to talk about in the first half, was how quickly things can change against Ultimate. So we stood our ground in the first half, rode the storm, so to speak, and now we've got our reward. That's our 5th goal, and that has taken us 13 in-game minutes to score our 5 goals, which is no time at all. We consider that's on Ultimate, even against a low chemistry team. Scoring 5 goals in 13 minutes is no mean feat. So that just goes to show what can happen and why you should just hang in there and not lose your head. Just continue to do the right things, and the chances and the goals will come. Like I said, that's why I'm particularly pleased that I had this gameplay to show you, and just not a complete straightforward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 after 25 minutes, easy as you like situation. Now, as you can see, as soon as it reaches 5-0, I'm making changes. Now, why am I making changes? Because my mentality completely changes. As soon as I get my 5 goals, preferably it be 5-0, even if it's 5-1 or 5-2 or whatever it is, but usually it would be 5-0. My situation and my mentality completely changes. So now we're no longer interested in scoring any goals. Why? Because, as I'm sure you know, and have probably seen on numerous videos, that you don't get any more points for scoring any more goals than 5. You could score 100 goals, or you could score 5 goals, you're still going to get the same points. So no point us pressing on for any goals. What can we still improve on at this point is shots on target and corners, and, in my opinion, more importantly, preserving that crucial clean sheet, which can be particularly hard on Ultimate against the AI, even against a low chemistry team. So what I would say is, the question you've got to ask yourself at this point, and only really you can answer it, but I'll give you my input, is what's more important at this point? Do you need to crack on and get the shots on targets in the corners, or should you preserve that clean sheet? Now, I'll tell you what kind of things should be going through your head when considering this. One, if you're playing a team that you feel is particularly lively going forward, and maybe you've got really lucky, or it could be a real 50-50 game and you've just managed to score 5 goals, you might feel like, okay, actually I just want to hang on to the clean sheet here and get my extra points. So of course the clean sheet is going to be worth more points than 5 or 6 extra shots or 5 or 6 extra corners. And you might think, well, it's all very well choosing what I want to do, but how can you actually stop them scoring? Well, quite simply, you just keep the ball. Against the AI, if you want to stop them from scoring, just literally keep possession of the ball, which is easy enough. The only time I lose possession of the ball when playing against the AI, when I just want to keep it, it's just a lack of concentration or complete boredom, to be honest with you. But it's easy enough and it can be done. However, in this situation where, you know, we're pushing for a top 10 place as an example, and we feel really quite comfortable against a low chemistry team, and I'm not feeling like they're that big a threat because of all the minuses across the front line, etc, etc. I want to push on and try and get them corners and them shots on targets to maximise the points total in this game. As you can see right there at the top left, 10 shots on target, so that's job done. At this point all I need to do is get the corners, which can be tough, but like I said, that's what will really put the icing on the cake for your points total and propel you up the leaderboard. Now we'll see here an example of the corners. How I try and do it is just played it short, I've run into the defender and he's put it out for a corner. For some reason, I don't know why, but Rafa seems to be really good at this and no one else, but again, the AI seems to know what you're trying to do, and it can be quite difficult. To do, but if not, the other good way of trying to get your corners is just literally get yourself into a shooting position where you don't think that you're going to score from realistically, and hopefully the goalie will push it out for a corner. Ironically, it's easier to get the corners against a higher chemistry team than it is a lower chemistry team, because of how much better the players are. If you're coming up, if you're running into a defender or whatever, just a player that has 99 stand tackle, tackling, you know, whatever, they're just going to tackle you and it'll more than likely go out for a corner. When you're playing a low chemistry team, you end up running past them, or you know, the ball bobbles back to you, and you know, it can be a real pain, to be honest with you. So I think also we're in a position now in this game where I think we've got the shots done, we've got the 5 goals, we've still got the clean sheet, and I think we get like 8 corners. I'm starting to think at this point, I'm not sure whether it's 5 points or 10 points for a corner, but let's say it's 10 points. Is it really worth pushing forward for 20 points, whereas if I concede, I'm going to lose at least 150 points? A few months ago, I made that mistake so many times. I won so many games that just ended up 5-1, and it was just so annoying, and you've got to end up learning from your mistakes realistically. So that's about it, guys, to be honest, for the low chemistry gameplay and tips and advice. I will be looking to upload a gameplay video next week against a 100 chemistry team, which of course can be a lot different, and will be a lot of different stuff to talk about regarding that. So hopefully I'll have that next week for you guys, for us to go through, and we can have a look at the differences and what to do and what not to do. Sorry. Listen, I know squad battles isn't for everybody, and you know, most people play online, but if this video even helps, you know, one person, that's good enough for me. So, you know, if you guys have liked what you've seen, please drop a like, and don't hesitate to subscribe and keep your eye open for more FIFA content in the future. Okay, now just literally coming to the end of this game, and I think, if my memory serves me correct, after having a look at it, we get around 3,300 points for this game, which is real nice, to be honest. That kind of territory will easily get you into the top 10 of squad battles, and get you them high rewards. If you guys want to let me know anything that you want to see, or any questions that you want to ask, don't hesitate to put it into the comment section. I'm fairly new to the YouTube scene, but this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, so I'm really pleased to be able to put some content up there, and I really just want to do stuff that you guys want to see, or stuff you might be struggling with, or something that might help you in the future. So yeah, don't hesitate to put some comments below and ask me any questions that you want. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.